I'm Callie Lewis. You're watching Geek Brief TV. This is Brief 234. We're upstairs in the audio studio, otherwise known as the laundry room. It's always been a goal of ours to get great audio, and over the past 2 years, we've upgraded whenever we could. It seems like with this latest stuff, we might be kind of getting serious. Let's start with our first mic. You've seen this before, so I won't spend a whole lot of time on it. This is the Snowball USB condenser mic. Until the Rode Podcaster, this was my favorite USB mic. This is a ringer shock mount, a pop filter, and this you haven't seen before. This is a reflection filter from SE Electronics, and this thing is well made. It's made of layers of wool and aluminum, and what it does is it saves you from having to build an isolation booth because it does it all right here for you. In our evolution as podcasters, we figured at some point we're gonna need 2 mics, one for each of us. We liked the Snowball so much that we decided to buy another one and found out that if you don't have 2 sound cards installed on your computer, you can't use 2 USB mics. So our next purchase was the PreSonus Firebox. This is a FireWire interface, and all you need is a FireWire card installed on your computer. In the front, it has 2 XLR TRS jacks, and in the back, 2 TRS jacks. Now, this was working fine for us. We were getting great audio, and then Dawn and Drew came to town. Dawn and Drew were coming into town, and we had this idea to have them record a live Dawn and Drew show. They were, after all, our inspiration for getting into podcasting in the first place.
So the new thing is what now? It's do what? Is that right? Did I say it right? Okay, so one in Texas. Do what?
Do what? That just sounds so...
It sounds weird.
Do what? This is the persona. Drew. Work with me, Drew.
Okay.
Drew.
Yeah, Dome.
There's something under the trailer.
Do what?
I think it's a snake.
It's just hard.
What? What'd you
Remember
say?
the lady in the elevator today? She's
What?
like, I'm so tired.
Oh, she did say that. She
Right?
I'm so tired. That was the...
That's, everything else she said was fine, but the
But then she left
it was
us.
tired, right?
You know, she said tired, and then she's like, I have been at the hospital all day. And then we had to get off, because then I was like, I'm riveted. Tell me what's happening. Did you get the results back? You know, like...
Maybe she said she's retarded.
I'm so retarded. I don't think that's what she said.
She said tired.
She said tired.
Okay.
This was a highly ambitious project for us because we'd never recorded anything outside the studio, and our camera at the time only had 1 mic input, so we needed a mixer. We chose the Alesis Multimix 8 USB mixer. It has 8 channels and reverb, so if you're a musician, that's a great thing. Occasionally with this mixer, we get audio that just kind of goes to crap. I think it's actually something we're doing wrong, maybe with GarageBand or something, rather than a problem with the mixer itself. When we plugged in the mixer to test the Dawn and Drew setup, we had a lot of line noise. So we ran off to Guitar Center and said, help, help, help. So they recommended a Furman power conditioner. This strips electrical noise from your audio. So if you've ever recorded something, you hear a buzz, you probably need a power conditioner. If you can afford the Monster power conditioner, go for it. It's awesome. They started around $1,000. This one was $39, and I didn't want to go back on the ramen noodle diet. Our obsession with building the perfect audio studio really started to get out of hand a couple of months ago when Neil started watching Gear Media Tech. It's an Alex Lindsay podcast where he, Leo Laporte, and Scott Bourne talk all about audio gear. You guys write all the time and tell me how much money I'm costing you because you buy the gadgets that I talk about. Well, the same thing happens when we watch Gear Media Tech. Let me show you a couple of the things that Alex has caused us to buy. Starting with not 1, but 2 Electro Voice RE20 mics. These are studio workhorses. You'll find them in radio stations everywhere. They're really popular because they don't have the same proximity effect that a lot of other mics have. So if you have a guest on that doesn't have great mic technique, you don't get that in and out effect that you get when they turn their head or move around. Now for the next link in the chain, the place where we plug it all in. We chose the DBX 1066 compressor limiter gate for a couple reasons. 1, it has 2 channels so we can use our 2 mics. 2, Neil had it in his head that it was the compressor limiter gate Adam Curry uses on the daily source code. We could have asked Adam, but he just chose to order it and hope for the best. It actually turned out to be a decision we're very happy with because we can record with the air conditioning on. We don't have to turn it off. And if you listen to Dawn and Drew in the early days, you know that podcasters have suffered for their art. Last, and of course not least, we chose the Mackie Onyx 1220 mixer. We added the FireWire card. Ultimately, though, we want to record straight to a flash recorder. We chose this specific mixer because everyone had great things to say about it, especially Leo Laporte. And since our goal is to use this setup to record Skype interviews, he's the king of that, we went with his suggestion. In the world of podcasting, everybody's always interested in other people's setups, so I have a page at www.geekbrief.tv. Just look for the link that says Our Setup. I'm usually pretty good at keeping it updated. I have everything there that we've used in the past as well as everything that we're using now. But the most important thing I want to share with you is that if you're interested in getting started in podcasting, just do it. It's really a fun thing to do, and it's an amazing thing to do. And I talk to people all the time and give them advice and how they can get started. And then I'll follow up with them a few months later and they haven't done anything. So my encouragement is to just get started and do something. You don't have to spend a lot of money. Just get a USB headset if that's all you can afford. And who knows, one day you might even be lucky enough to have your own GoDaddy coaster and a promo code. It's the Glam Life. I'm Callie Lewis. Thanks for watching. It's an awesome, Alex Lindsay, not awesome. Awesome Lindsay.